Good afternoon and welcome to Black River Middle School in Chester, New Jersey for Pope John Junior Lions 8th grade boys basketball. Mike Formisano here calling today's action as the Pope John Lions are taking on the Chester Bulldogs right here in Black River Middle School. Pope John had their first home game of the season in the Interscholastic League canceled due to the flooding earlier this week. That was against Unity Charter. It was supposed to be. That game's been postponed and it'll be moved to a later date. So now that we have a game on the schedule, in interscholastic schedule, that is today at Black River Middle School, Pope John picks up action, having won a game earlier this season against Mount Arlington, 64-30. And these boys also play in the Hoop Heaven League on Sundays in Whippany, New Jersey, and they had a victory this past Sunday by over 30 points as well. So Pope John boys basketball doing very well, and we will see what happens today against the Chester Bulldogs. Let's go over the roster for Pope John. We'll start with number 0, Tyler Rossi. Number 3 is Denzel Washington. Number 4, Vic Fiore. 7 is Connor Clifford. Number 10, Tommy Walton. Number 11, Michael Trendifilo. Number 12 is Max Gerhardt. Number 22, Quinn Klebitz. And number 25, Aiden Galivo. The head coach of the Pope John Junior Lions 8th grade team is Dave Pavelko. The head coach of the varsity Lions is Lee Van Horn. Assistant coach Matt Emmering. And the Pope John Middle School athletic director is Brian Carlson. I am Mike Formisano. We are here live at Black River Middle School in Chester, New Jersey. It'll be the Pope John Junior Lions 8th grade boys basketball team against the Chester Bulldogs. And that's next right here. Welcome back to Black River Middle School in Chester, New Jersey for Pope John Junior Lions boys basketball. Mike Formisano here calling today's action as the Lions taking on the Chester Bulldogs. Coach Pavelko throwing out a lineup of number 4, Vic Fiore, number 22, Quinn Klebitz, number 25, Aiden Galivo, number 12, Max Gerhardt, and number 7, Connor Clifford to start. Used to be 10-minute quarters here in 8th grade boys basketball. As we said, the Lions coming off a victory this past Sunday in the Hoop Heaven League by over 30 points. So I want to thank all information from the Pope John coaching staff. Email from Coach Matt Emmering earlier today, providing me with some information. Also from Reverend Brown Principal Patty Klebitz. Thank you so much for all the information and help that she was able to provide to me regarding rosters, names, and numbers. So I want to thank her for that. Opening tip is almost set here at Black River Middle School. We are in Chester, New Jersey. Boys basketball team has another road game next Friday at 4 p.m. up in Boonton, New Jersey. And then they'll return home on Tuesday, January 23rd. And we'll be with you for that. Referee at center court will be number 25, Aiden Galivo, taking the tip against number 34 for Chester. The Pope John Junior Lions and the Chester Bulldogs. And here we go. Opening tip-off. Ball's in the air, and it's over to Connor Clifford, and Clifford will take it for Pope John. He goes ahead and gives it over to Klebitz. Klebitz to Fiore. Fiore with the pass to Gerhardt, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Chester ball. Pope John in their white uniforms trimmed by blue and gold. They're going right to left on your screen. Chester in their black uniforms trimmed by red and white. Pope John with the lion on the logo up front, and then the number in blue on the back. 14 on the left wing. Pass back up top to number 2. The 4 now for Chester. Inside the 5. We'll just go with numbers if we don't have names for the Chester players. And again, for Pope John, we do have the name and numbers. Number 2 being guarded by Connor Clifford. Now inside the 34, inside the paint. And the shot goes up, and it's good. So Chester takes a 2-0 lead on Pope John. Here's Quinn Klebitz, number 22, into the front court. Pass over to Clifford now in low to DeLivo. DeLivo back out to Gerhardt. Over to Clifford up top. Connor Clifford with it. Passes off to Klebitz. Klebitz into the lane. Now to DeLivo. DeLivo with the layup, and it's good. Pope John ties the score 2-2. Number 14 into the front court for Chester. Guarded by Gerhardt. 34 over to 5 now. In low to number 4. Shot up off the glass. No good. Rebound by number 34. Ball's loose and picked up by Clifford. Clifford diving for it. Gives it to Gerhardt. And now over to Klebitz back up top. Quinn Klebitz on the right wing. Klebitz to Clifford. Clifford over to Gerhardt. Back to Gerhardt. To Fiore. Fiore to Klebitz. Klebitz up top. Top of the key. Clifford in low to DeLivo. DeLivo is off his fingertips and goes out of bounds, and Chester will take over. 2-2. Pope John and Chester here with less than 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. We are here live at Black River Middle School in Chester, New Jersey. Number 14 into the front court for Chester, being guarded by Gerhardt. The three-point shot is up. Missed the rim, and Klebitz takes it down. Quinn Klebitz into the front court on the right wing. Klebitz being guarded by number 5. Goes into the lane. Pass out to Fiore on the left, now down to DeLivo. To Klebitz underneath. Klebitz tried a reverse layup and hit the bottom of the backboard. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Chester ball. Number 4 with it for the Bulldogs. Guarded by Fiore. Over to number 2. In low to number 14, but the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Pope John ball. Gerhardt into Klebitz. Quinn Klebitz dribbling towards the front court. Now over the timeline. Pass in to Clifford. Clifford up top to Gerhardt. Klebitz around the world to Fiore. Fiore on the left wing into DeLivo. DeLivo in the low post. Back up top to Gerhardt. Now to Klebitz. Klebitz on the left wing beyond the three-point arc. In low to DeLivo. DeLivo off the glass. No good. Rebound by number 34 for the Bulldogs. Here's number 4. Guarded by Fiore in the backcourt. Into number 2. The high post. To number 5. Top of the key. Back to number 14 on the right. Now to number 2 on the right wing. 14. Top of the lane. Over to 2, being guarded by Clifford. Number 2 for Chester, back up top. Looking to make a move. Fakes. Moves the ball in. Shot off the rim. Takes a couple of bounces and falls through. 4-2. Chester leads over Pope John. 5:51 first quarter. Here's Klebitz over to Clifford on the left. Clifford down low to DeLivo. DeLivo in to Klebitz. Klebitz underneath, being guarded by number 5. They'll take it to the right. Pass back out to Fiore. Here's Fiore. Over to Klebitz. Klebitz to DeLivo. Back to Fiore on the right. Short corner. Pass to DeLivo. Went out of his reach. It's saved by Gerhardt. Good move by him. That's Gerhardt. Clifford over to Klebitz. Klebitz into the lane. Klebitz looking to shoot. He'll give it back to Fiore. Fiore down low. Tried to get the ball to DeLivo. It's tipped by number 34 for Chester. And now knocked out of bounds, and Klebitz tried to save it, but he couldn't. And Chester will take over. Substitution in Denzel Washington, number 3 for Quinn Klebitz, number 22. And we are down below 5 minutes in the first quarter. 4-2. Chester leads over Pope John. Here's number 21 for Chester. Ball knocked loose. It goes over to 14. 14 being guarded by Gerhardt. Over down to 21. Clifford on him. Clifford with the steal. Connor Clifford into the lane. The layup. No good. Washington with the rebound. Throws it up. Comes back down to him. Now Clifford with it. Clifford in the right corner. Down low to Washington. Washington on the right wing. Three-point shot is good. Denzel Washington from 3. and Pope John leads 5-4. Clock down to 4:15 in the first quarter, in low to 34. 34 off the glass, no good. Took a bounce off the left rim and a rebound by Washington. Denzel Washington over the timeline. Washington with the pass to Gerhardt. Over to Clifford. Clifford up top, now down to D'Olivo in the high post. Over to Fiore. Fiore charging through the lane. We've got to travel as Fiore took steps. 5-4, Pope John leads over Chester. 3:50 to go, first quarter. Here's number 14 for the Bulldogs. Over the half-court line. Guarded by Gerhardt. Off the shins of 21, and Gerhardt takes it. Off the glass, no good. Rebound by Clifford. Clifford to Fiore. Fiore with the shot. Bounced off the front end, then the back rim, and Chester will take it down. Here the Bulldogs over the timeline. Number 4 gives it to 21. Tipped away by Clifford. Now to 34 on the right wing. Down low to 21. Guarded by Clifford. Off the glass, no good. And it'll be Chester ball as Fiore last touched it. 3:10 to go, first quarter. 5-4, Pope John leads over Chester. A 2-point shot by D'Olivo and a 3-pointer by Denzel Washington, the scoring for Pope John so far. Pass into 34, 34 right below, and he puts in the layup. And Chester takes the lead, 6-5. Here's Washington into the front court. Denzel Washington makes a move towards the right now, gives it to Clifford. Clifford on the right wing. D'Olivo on the high post. Back to Washington. Washington from 3. It's tipped. Number 34 with his hands on it. Now goes to Clifford. Clifford with the shot down low. D'Olivo. Pass to Washington. Washington over to Clifford. Connor Clifford with it on the right wing. Into D'Olivo in the high post. Back to Fiore. Fiore up top. Fiore gives it to Gerhardt. Now to Washington. Washington on the baseline. D'Olivo in the paint. The layup no good. And number 34 for Chester will grab the rebound. Here's number 4 with it. Stolen away by Denzel Washington. He's got it on the ground. And it will be Pope John ball as Washington gets time. Minute 58 remaining, opening quarter. 6-5 Chester over Pope John. We'll take a break. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back to the Robert Mullen Gymnasium at Black River Middle School in Chester, New Jersey. For Pope John Junior Lion boys basketball, 8th grade. Mike Formisano here calling today's action as Pope John trails Chester 6-5. Late stages of the first quarter. Pope John with the ball. Connor Clifford will inbound to Denzel Washington. Here's Washington up top to Gerhardt. Over to Clifford, now down low to D'Olivo. D'Olivo in the high post. D'Olivo, the pass back out to Gerhardt. Now to Washington. Denzel Washington into D'Olivo. D'Olivo to Fiore. Fiore in the key and took a hit as he tried to put the layup in. And the foul against Chester. And it'll be a non-shooting foul, so Pope John will inbound the ball. Minute 30 to go, first quarter, 6-5. Bulldogs lead over Pope John. Washington with the shot. Off the back of the rim, and it goes to Fiore. Here's Fiore. Gerhardt back to Washington. Around to Clifford on the left side. Down to Fiore up top. Fiore to D'Olivo in the high post. D'Olivo tipped out of his hands, and it goes over to number 34 for Chester, and the Bulldogs will take over. 1 minute, 5 seconds to go. First quarter, 6-5 Bulldogs leading over Pope John. 21 gives it to 34. D'Olivo on him. Now number 4 with it. Back to 14. Tipped away by Gerhardt. Max Gerhardt into the front court. And we have a whistle by the referee. And it'll be Chester ball. Turnover by Gerhardt. Now number 34 with it. Into the front court to number 2. Number 2 off the glass. Rolls around. No good. Rebound by D'Olivo. Here is Fiore. Fiore. Top the key into D'Olivo. Tipped away by number 34, and 14 takes over. 14 on the far wing on the left. Back up top to number 4, down to 2. Down low to 34 for Chester. Tipped away by D'Oliva when he gets it back. Number 21 being double teamed. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pope John. And Chester will take over. 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Number 21 with it. Looking to inbound. Gives it to number 4. Pass to 34. Shot up. No good. As time expires. That's the end of the first quarter. And Chester leads over Pope John 6-5. We'll be back for second quarter action from Black River Middle School right after this.
It's not second quarter. It's JV.
So is it half?
No, why not first quarter?
So now it's second quarter. Right.
This is now first quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a 10-minute JV game, and now it's the actual game.
Oh, now it's the actual game.
Yeah, that was JV game.
So that was JV game. Oh. Okay. Okay, welcome back to Black River Middle School. So, being told by the official scorers that was the JV game that was being played. So, we'll go with that. So, Chester wins the JV game 6-5. And so now we go ahead and start the official 8th grade game. Okay? So, I'm learning as we go along. So, thank you for your patience. All right, so the front court will be number 10, Tommy Walton, with Denzel Washington on the left wing. And then Tyler Rossi on the right. And then also out there for Pope John will be Quinn Klebitz, number 22. And number 11 is Michael Trendifilov. So here we go. This is the actual start of the game now. 8-minute quarters. We start first quarter. Here's Chester with the ball. Number 11 being guarded by Tommy Walton. Ball down low to number 1, and it's good. And Chester takes a 2-0 lead. So here is Quinn Klebitz. Quinn Klebitz into the front court. Pass low to Trendifilov and touch the sideline, and so it's out of bounds, and Chester will take over. So, 2-0 Chester. This is the first quarter. 8-minute quarters. Here's number 23 with it. Gives it over to 15. Guarded by Trendifilov. Pass over to 23. Tyler Rossi, number 0 on him. Here's 23. Top of the key, takes a shot, air ball, and it goes over to Walton. Walton to Trendifilov. Trendifilov gives it to Klebitz up top. Quinn Klebitz tipped by number 23, but he gets over to Denzel Washington. So here is Klebitz. Klebitz to Washington on the right. Denzel Washington over to Trendifilov. Now back to Klebitz. Klebitz up top. Ball comes to Washington. Now back to Klebitz. Klebitz trying to drive the lane, can't get through. Chester tips it away. So the Bulldogs into the front court. Here's number 1. Over to number 11. 11 up top. Gives it to number 1. We are just underway here. First quarter. 2-0. The Bulldogs lead over Pope John. Here's number 24 on the right. Hit a low post. Now back to number 15. 15 tries to drive the lane. And we get a foul on the play against number 0, Tyler Rossi. Non-shooting foul, and the Bulldogs will inbound. Here's number 23 with it on the right. Back to number 1 over to 15. 15 on the left. 15 in low to number 11. The shot off the back of the rim. Rebound by Walton, and he gives it to Trendifilov. Now over to Denzel Washington. Washington, number 3 for Pope John. Over the timeline, gives it to Trendifilov. Now over to number 0, Tyler Rossi. Rossi to the right to Washington. We got a foul, and it will be Chester ball. 6:01 to go, first quarter. It'll be 8-minute quarters here. It's 2-0 Chester over Pope John. So what that actually was beforehand was a 10-minute JV game. And so Chester wins that by a count of 6-5. And so now we go into the actual contest between Pope John and Chester. It's 2-0 Bulldogs. Number 23 drives the lane, and a foul on the play. Foul on Trendifilov. Second foul against Pope John. It's number 24, pass into 23. Drives the baseline, now to number 11, the shot. Bounces in off the front of the rim, and it's 4-0 Chester. Here's Klebitz. Tipped away by 23. Now Trendifilov trying to get it to Walton. Ball's loose. Trendifilov gets it back. Michael Trendifilov over the timeline on the right wing, gives it to Klebitz. Quinn Klebitz is off his shoes and picked up by Washington. Saves it from going out of bounds. Washington in low to Rossi. Tyler Rossi down low to Trendifilov. That's Walton. Tommy Walton tries to go up with it, and he's fouled. Walton will go to the line, shooting 2. Tommy Walton, number 10. Many of these players on the basketball team I'm familiar with from football. Walton and Fiore and Klebitz and Violivo, along with others. Here's Walton's first shot off the front of the rim, no good. 4-0 Chester leads, 5:11 to go, first quarter. Walton second. Ball's up in the air, off the front of the rim. Rebound by Rossi. Rossi back up. No good off the right of the rim, and the pass over to Klebitz was intercepted by number 23 for Chester. Here's number 15. 15 on the right, being guarded by Walton. Number 1 down to 15. 15 with it on the right side. Now number 11, guarded by Walton. Now over to 1 on the right wing. 23 with it, up top. Klebitz all over him. 23 looking to drive, can't do so. Stolen away by Tommy Walton. And Pope John with the ball. Here's Mike Trendifilov over to Washington. Denzel Washington, number 3 on the right side. Washington with a pass to Rossi. And it looks like Rossi stepped out of bounds. And Chester will take over. 4:24 to go. First quarter. 4-0. Chester leads over Pope John. We are live at Black River Middle School in Chester, New Jersey for this contest. Here's number 15 for Chester. Inside to number 1. Blocked by Denzel Washington. Tried to save it, but it went back to Chester. The missed shot, and here's Quinn Klebitz with it. Klebitz over the half-court line. Trendifilov down to Walton. Walton in the high post. Back to Washington. Ball goes in to Klebitz. Klebitz on the left wing. Tipped by number 1 from Chester. Out of bounds. And so Pope John will maintain possession. 3:55 to go. First quarter. Here's Trendifilov. Over to Klebitz. Klebitz with the 3. No good off the glass. And rebound by number 23 for Chester. Klebitz got in the way of that, but it goes over to number 11 for the Bulldogs. Now back down low to number 1, up to 24. 24 with it by Klebitz. Number 23 with it. Over to the number 1 on the left wing. Now to 15 up top. 15 trying to drive the lane. It was tipped away by Rossi. Second effort. Now to number 11 in the left wing. Over to 1. Top of the key. To 24 on the right. The shot. Air ball. And it's brought down by Tommy Walton. Trendifilov to Washington. Now to Klebitz. Quinn Klebitz with it on the left. Down low to Walton. And Walton can't keep his balance. And he steps out of bounds. And it'll be Chester ball. 3:07 to go. First quarter. 4-0. Chester leads over Pope John. Number 23 will look to bring it into the front court. Pass Trendifilov. 23 on the right wing to 15. 15 top of the key. Over to 13 with the shot off the back rim. Rebound by 11. Now to 23 for Chester. Drives the lane.
Come on, that's not a...
And a foul on Trendifilov. Third foul against Pope John. It'll be a non-shooting. So with 2:48 to go, Chester with a 4-0 lead and the ball. Now down low to number 11 with the layup is good. So pass into 11. He's able to put it right in off the glass. And it's 6-0 Chester. Here's Washington. Denzel Washington double teamed and the ball stolen away. Here's 15 down low. Now taken away by Walton. And here's Klebitz with it. Ball's loose. We got a jump ball situation. And the possession arrow going towards Pope John. 2:32 remaining. First quarter. 6-0 Chester over Pope John. Michael Trendifilov with it. Looking to inbound. Gives it to Klebitz. Klebitz back to Trendifilov. Klebitz with it on the right wing. Pressed by Chester. Here's Washington. Pope John breaks the press. And here's Rossi. And it's too short for the layup. And number 11 grabs the ball off the glass. And The Bulldogs will maintain possession. 2:20 to go, first quarter. 23 over the timeline, now gives the three. Three on the right wing. Down in the low post. Guarded by Washington. The shot way over the rim. And here's number 11 for Chester looking to put it in. It's off the bottom of the baseboard and a foul. So Trendifilov with the foul with 2:03 remaining here in the first quarter. Fourth foul against Pope John. 6-0 Bulldogs lead. Shots up is good. Connor Clifford in for Trendifilov. Second shot by 11. Ball's up in the air. Good. Both foul shots converted by the Bulldogs. And now Pope John trails 8-0. Stolen away by number 13 for Chester. Now to 23 on the left side. Washington on him. 23 looking to drive. The shot up. No good. Rebound by Klebitz. And here's Quinn into the front court. Quinn Klebitz. Ball off number 3 goes out of bounds. And it'll remain Pope John ball. We're down to a minute 41. Substitution in Vic Fiore for Denzel Washington. Fiore has it up top. Over to Clifford on the right wing. Now down low to Rossi. Gives it over to Walton. Walton off the glass and good! Tommy Walton with the first points of the game for Pope John. And that cuts the Chester lead to 8-2. Shot comes in at the 1:30 mark of the first quarter. 1:30 remaining. Here's number 15 for Chester. Guarded by Rossi. Number 11 in low to number 3. 3 with the shot off the glass and good. 10-2. Chester leads over Pope John. Here's Walton with it. Walton pass off the Klebitz. Now back to Walton. Walton drives the lane off the glass, off the rim, and good. Tommy Walton with the first 4 points of the game for Pope John. And it's 10-4 Chester. We're down below a minute to go in the first quarter. Klebitz was able to tip that away from 23. It goes out of bounds, so it'll remain Chester ball, but good defensive effort by Klebitz there. 7. Well, the Bulldogs will inbound. 46.9 to go in the first. On the left wing, here's number 3. Shot up, no good off the back rim. Rebound by Walton. And he gives it off to Fiore. Here's Vic Fiore. Klebitz. Quinn Klebitz. Pass cross to Fiore. Fiore down low to Walton. Walton with the turnaround blocked by 11 for Chester. And we've got a jump ball, and the arrow's going to go to Chester. No, it's going to go to Pope John. So the possession arrow goes to Pope John with 27.9 to go in the first. Over to Klebitz. Klebitz looked for the 3. Now takes it from the baseline. No good. Rebound by 11. 15 takes it for Chester. 10-4. Bulldogs lead over Pope John. Both buckets so far by Tommy Walton for the Lions. Now 11 seconds to go. Number 11 with the shot off the back of the rim. Rebound. Goes over to Rossi. Rossi to Walton. Walton with 4 seconds. Walton with the pass to Fiore. Fiore in the lane. Fiore to Walton underneath. The shot's up, no good, however, as Walton ran out of time. And so it'll remain 10-4 as we head into the second quarter. After 1, it's Chester 10, Pope John 4. We'll be back to second quarter action right after this. Welcome back to the Robert Mullen Gymnasium at Black River Middle School in Chester, New Jersey. Pope John Junior Lion boys basketball. Mike Forbesano here calling today's action as Pope John Junior Lions trail the Chester Bulldogs 10-4 on this Thursday afternoon contest in early January. Chester going left to right on your screen now. Pope John right to left as they did in the first quarter. The Lions in their white uniforms trimmed by blue and gold with the lion in the front and numbers on the back. Chester in their black uniforms trimmed by red and white. Here's number 15 on the right wing, gives it over to 22 over his head and out of bounds, and so Pope John will take over. Aiden DiLivo in the game now for the Lions, and he'll inbound to Connor Clifford. Now over to Vic Fiore. Vic Fiore, number 4. Pass over the head of Max Gerhardt, number 12, and out of bounds, and so it'll be Chester ball. So Pope John with a starting 5 out there now in the second quarter of Clifford and Gerhardt. Shot up. Fiore and Walton and DiLivo. Fiore has it as he will inbound. Lions trailing 10-4 early second quarter. Inbound pass to Clifford. Here's Clifford over to Walton. Walton to DiLivo. DiLivo down low to Gerhardt and just out of bounds as it was behind Gerhardt and in front of Fiore, and the ball slipped through and Chester will take over. Here's number 23 for the Bulldogs. Into the front court now to 15. 15 to 25 on the baseline. 25 to 15 now back up top to 23 to 22 on the left. 3-point shot off the back rim. Rebound by Tommy Walton. And here's Walton over to Clifford. Clifford on the far court. Now to Walton. Walton in the low post. The shot. Good! Tommy Walton is 6 points in the game now. All 6 points for the Lions. And Pope John trails by 4. Here's 15 on the right. Pass across number 22 for Chester, now 23. Into 11. Top of the key. Shot off the back rim, and it falls through. And it'll make the score 12-6. Bulldogs over the Lions. Here's Clifford. Pass tipped away by number 25 and goes out of bounds. Lions will maintain possession. Clifford with it. Connor Clifford looking to inbound, gives the ball to Fiore. Fiore to Clifford. Clifford on the right, and he stepped out of bounds. So Chester will take over. 6:46 to go, second quarter, and the Bulldogs doubling up the Lions 12-6. Here's number 23 into the front court now, 22 on the left. Back to 23. Gives it over to 15 on the right, now to 23. Over to 22 on the left. 3-point shot up, no good, air ball, and Fiore takes it. Vic Fiore into the front court for the Lions now. The pass tipped away and went over the head of DiLivo, but the Lions will maintain possession. Clifford, number 7 for Pope John, will inbound to Fiore. Number 4, Fiore on the right wing, up to Walton. Thomas Walton with 6 points so far today. Here's Fiore down low to DiLivo. It's good! Off the glass, Aiden DiLivo with his first 2 of the game. And that'll make the score 12-8 as Pope John looking to crawl back into this. Number 15, we can double team now over to 23. 23 with the 3-point shot off the back of the rim. Clifford with the rebound. Clifford to DiLivo. Now Fiore, top of the key. Fiore down low. He tried to get to DiLivo, but it was tipped away and out of bounds, and so it'll be Pope John basketball. 5:56 to go, second quarter. Chester's leads down to 12-8 now. Here is Gerhardt. Gerhardt with the 3-pointer, no good. Rebound by DiLivo. DiLivo blocked, and it goes over to Fiore. Vic Fiore with it for Pope John. Fiore down low to Walton. Now back to Fiore. Fiore looked for the 3. And it'll be Chester ball as Fiore turns it over. 5:46 to go, second quarter, 12-8, Chester over Pope John. We're here live at Black River Middle School in Chester, New Jersey. Number 23 on the right, down low to 11, now back up top to 15 with the 3-point shot. Off the back of the rim and a rebound by Gerhardt. Gives it to Fiore. Fiore rushes into the front court, the pass to Walton. Walton, top of the key. Now to Clifford. Clifford from 3 off the front of the rim. Goes to Walton. Walton with the putback, no good. And number 11 for Chester will take the rebound. Here's number 15 into the front court. Pass to 23 for Chester. Now down low to 11 to 25. The shot up is good. Nothing but net. And it's 14-8 Chester over Pope John. Clifford, as Chester turns back to press. Back to Fiore. Fiore breaks the press, comes into the front court to pass to Clifford. Clifford with the shot off the back of the rim. Rebound by number 11 for Chester. Here's 23. 23 over to 15. 15 on the right. Top of the lane, and he is fouled. And with 4:39 to go, it's 14-8 Chester. Substitutions in for Pope John. 22 Klebitz along with number 3 Washington into the game. You also have Tyler Rossi back in, number 0 for Pope John. D'Olivo and Clifford still back in the lineup for Pope John. Number 14 with it on the left wing. Guarded by Clifford. Out of 12. Tipped by Klebitz. It's going to be Chester ball. 4:30 to go, second quarter. 14-8 Chester. Tipped away by Klebitz with the steal. Klebitz to Washington. Washington underneath. It's no good. D'Olivo picks it up. He flips it back to Clifford. Now over to Klebitz. Quinn Klebitz. To Connor Clifford. Back to Quinn. Quinn has it on the right wing. To Rossi. Rossi is tipped away by 23, and it goes over to 11 for Chester. The Bulldogs take over 14-8 with 4:08 to go, second quarter. Number 23 over to 12. Shot up is good. It's a two-pointer. He was just in front of the three-point arc, so 16-8 now. Chester over Pope John. Washington gives to Clifford. Off his fingertips and out of bounds, and so it'll be Chester ball. The Bulldogs doubling up the Lions now 60-8 with 3:49 remaining in the second quarter. Into number 11. Number 11 with the shot, and it's good. And so 18-8 now as Chester opens up a 10-point lead. Here's Washington. Chester with the press, and it works as the steal, 15-23, off the glass and in. And so Coach Babelko calls time. 20-8, Chester leads over Pope John. We got 3:29 to go. Second quarter. We'll be back to Black River Middle School right after this.
Chester on 3! 1, 2, 3, Chester!
Welcome back to the Robert Mullen Gymnasium at Black River Middle School in Chester, New Jersey for Pope John Junior Lions basketball. Mike Formasano along with you calling today's action as the 8th grade boys team is taking on the Chester Bulldogs. Chester with a 28 lead as Quinn Klebitz comes into the front court. Pass off to Connor Clifford, number 7. Now to Rossi, back to Klebitz, over to Clifford, back to Klebitz. Klebitz up top. Klebitz back to Clifford on the left. Now in low to Rossi, now back out to Denzel Washington. Washington to Klebitz, now to Clifford. Over to Rossi, the shot up, no good, off the glass on the right. And a rebound by 15 for Chester. And we've got a foul on the play. Washington will be called for it. That's just Pope John's second foul of the quarter, so non-shooting as Chester inbounds. Here's number 15 into the front court on the right side. 15 up top. We'll give it up to 23. Now to 34. 34 in the lane. The shot up, no good. Rebound by D'Olivo. He'll give it off to Clifford. Clifford to Klebitz. Quinn Klebitz on the left side. Now gives it up to Washington. Now over to Rossi, and we have a jump ball call by the referee. And so that will be Pope John possession. Clifford will inbound from below the basket. 2:37 to go, first half. Clifford gets it in to Rossi, now to Washington. Washington with the shot. Good! Denzel Washington from just inside the three-point arc. And it'll make it, well, they have 20-11 on the board. And maybe they're giving him the 3, so we won't argue. 2:22 to go here in the second quarter. 20-11. And a foul on the play, so Chester will go to the line. Number 23, first shot. It's good. That'll make it 21-11. Tommy Walton into the game for Dayton D'Olivo. D'Olivo with a bucket today, and Walton has 3 as well. 23 with the shots, good. That'll make the score 22-11. Washington to Klebitz. Back to Washington on the right. Into Klebitz. Klebitz, top of the key. Now, gives it over to Walton. Walton to Rossi. Rossi from 3. Too far. And it goes out of bounds, but it's off of Chester, so Pope John will maintain possession. 2:06 to go. Second quarter, 22-11. Chester leads over Pope John. Clifford will inbound. To Washington. Washington up top. To Rossi. Now to Walton. Tommy Walton makes his move down low. Pass out to Klebitz. Klebitz. Now over to Rossi. 15-footer, no good. Now back to Quinn Klebitz. Klebitz off the glass, no good. And number 24 will take over for Chester as 23 moves into the Pope John front court. Minute 45 remaining, second quarter. Now to 24. 24 from the foul line. No good. Rebound by Pope John. Here is Klebitz. Klebitz with the pass to Washington on the left. Washington with the shot off the back rim. No good. Rebound by Walton. Back to Washington. Washington fakes. Gives it to Walton. Walton in the paint. It goes off with number 23 for Chester and out of bounds. And so Pope John will take over. Clifford with a pass into Klebitz. Quinn Klebitz on the right wing. Into Walton. Walton in the key. Walton pass back out. Here's Klebitz. Klebitz drives the lane. No good. And number 23 with it for Chester. Chester on the left. Guarded by Washington. Down to 1:05 to go. Second quarter. Number 23 up top. Guarded by Washington. Klebitz knocked over. No call. We play on. Here's number 34 in the lane. Now over to 1. 3-point shot is good. A 3 for number 1 for Chester, and it makes the score 25-11. Here's Washington. Clifford now to Walton. Walton to Washington. Here's Tommy Walton driving the lane. No good. And number 34 for Chester over to number 1. Now gives it to number 23 down below, and it's good off the glass. And so with 32 seconds to go, the score opens up to 27-11. Here's Clifford on the left, now down to Walton. Tommy Walton up to Quinn Klebitz up top. Now to Connor Clifford. Clifford to Washington. Washington back to Clifford. Over to Walton to Washington. Washington with the shot off the back of the rim. Rebound by Rossi. Here's Klebitz back to Walton. Walton with the shot. In and out. Went about halfway down. It came back out. So with 4 seconds to go, here's Chester. Bulldogs with the 3-point shot. The buzzer, and it's good. Wow. Prayer goes in for Chester, and that'll make the score 30-11 at halftime. Well, Pope John will regroup. Coach Pavelko will talk to his players, and we will see how Pope John responds coming into the second half. We're at halftime. It's 30-11. Chester over Pope John. We'll end this feed. We'll start up a new one for the second half. We'll come back for you after halftime.